Hey everyone, it's Paul here. I thought I'd try and get back into the routine of actually putting out a little video on the monthly candles, right? I know some of you look at this and take an interest. I used to do it all the time, but well, I'm doing a video of it anyway. But anyway, let's start. Let's do this first one on indices, okay? But indices, oil and gold. So let's start with the Americans. Okay, this is the Dow. So this is last month, all right, June. So despite my particular worries and fears, when you look at that candle, that's actually its close there, right? It was a monthly close at effectively all-time highs there, really. That's what you're looking at, okay? Yep, I know there's a lot of wick to the top, okay, and this month has started pretty much the same, but the reality is, we closed to all-time highs there. So you can't really, you've got to take note of these things, and the same with the Russell as well. All right, the interesting thing for me to see is this year, okay, is look at the wicks there, okay, look at all that wicks there. This price has just been churning its way up back and forth there, but reality is that is still the highest monthly close ever. All right, ever. So there's if it's the last gasp or the last bull, or it's the last people sort of just buying up before they take their money off the table for the summer, it could well be, but you can't fight that. There's nothing really for me to trade. Just take note of that. Then have a look at the S&P. Well, what we have here is it's a kind of, you're looking there at a sort of shooting star almost formation there. All right, so we have pushed to new highs there, all new all-time highs in the S&P. But we also got pushed back down. All right, still a bullish close. All right, still a bullish close, but there's a big wick there, isn't it, to the top on the S&P? Okay, so invariably, you'd be looking, if you are very, very aggressive aggressive counter trend, you'd be looking realistically, getting beneath 2400 and closing beneath that might be a chance for a short back into towards the sort of the mean there, back at 2275. That's what might be of interest to some people. But the one that probably is of interest is Nasdaq. Okay, so here we go. Nasdaq, you can see, it's been in a great uptrend, and this year, all right, in fact, since the Trump, okay, it's just been beautiful in the way it moved up. But this look at this last month, pushed to all-time highs, but closes right down on its lows and far beyond the close of the previous month. Okay, it's not a key month reversal, but it's a real momentum reversal, a real swing session there. In terms of it's moved, and actually already this month we've pushed down there the lows on that. So that's the one to have a look at. Okay, the tech stocks on that have been pretty clobbered. Okay, and if I just quickly look at the weekly, there we can see that we did have like a key week reversal followed by another sort of bearish engulfing. Okay, and as we're just nudging down, and now we've hit that weekly 20, which is acting as support. So keep an eye on that. Let's have a look at crude oil. This is crude oil on the monthly. On the monthly, on the weekly I'd been looking at an inverse head and shoulders, but on the monthly it looks like it could be. Last month's all right. Okay, it's we did try and push down, but we still closed above the 20. Personally, I still think we're just probably going to knock about between about 40 and 50 myself. But there's a tail there that actually it could be that could be the right shoulder of an inverse head and shoulders on the monthly chart. If I look at gold, all right, gold, I'd written about this a few weeks back, okay, in terms of, I saw it sort of, gold is coiling up, all right, it's coiling up there, it's moved there, and actually if I look at these last 3 months, 4 months in fact, what we've seen is just lots of wicks there, lots of wicks. Last month we pushed out, okay, we pushed out to it, and then we actually went down and closed right down on the lows, okay, a real sort of, a real reversal candle in that sense. But at the moment, right, this month, yep, we've dropped, but we're at the 50 and the 20 crossing there, and I think it's actually, even though we're in a coil, I think actually maybe we're in an even sort of smaller, tighter coil that is building up and brewing to blow. Okay, clearly around that 1260 to sort of 1220 level. There's clearly a lot of orders in there for it to work itself through. Alright, so let's finish looking off at some of the European indices. Alright, so here we go. FTSE FTSE pushed to new time highs, closes right down there on its lows. Okay, real momentum reversal. It's not a key monthly reversal, but it's certainly a very bearish close, that isn't it? Pushing it to all-time highs and then closing right down. Not really a surprise after the election, you know, but something to keep an eye on. Okay, that there's definitely an opportunity brewing there. If I look at work at the MIB, okay, the Italian interestingly, last month was sort of a bearish inside high test bar, you know, inside already a shooting star high test bar. It's a kind of an interesting one there. That there's a little bit of a coil building up there at the moment, so let's keep an eye on that, see if when it blows there's an opportunity for us. IBEX, okay, the Spanish one. All right, last month what did we have? A really strong bearish candle there. You know, we've got there a real evening star formation there. That's what I'll be looking at on the IBEX. Pretty much the same on the CAC as well, despite the sort of, we've had the Macron bump. You know, last month's was, you know, it was it closed beneath the previous month's close. It was a bearish candle all the way, and you know, it's an element. I'd like to have been a bit closer, lower down for a real good strong evening star, but it does kind of fulfill the main parts of it. The Swiss, all right, the Swiss one is just, you know, last month's was kind of like a bit of a sort of a monthly spinning top high wave candle, sort of. I don't think it was an inside. Don't think it was an. No, hang on a minute. 8758. No, it wasn't an inside bar, but it is a sort of spinning top there. All right, so there's clearly you know, you can see that indecision there across quite a lot of those European ones. The overall Euro stocks, all right, the overall Euro stocks was, you know, it was a strong bearish candle there, wasn't it? We pushed up to those highs in you know, there we go in May, and then in February we've had a good reversal away there, you know. So from a high of 36.44 in May to a low of 34.24, right, 220 points there off from top to lows there in just a short couple of months. I don't really do much on the cover much on the bond, okay, but you know, what you can probably see there is that it was a bit of an interesting sort of month there, okay, where we opened, pushed up and closed down on its lows as kind of a very bearish candle on the bond. But the one that probably interests me the most throughout all of them is the DAX. And if we look at the DAX here, you know, we've had a very strong year, but last month was a real key month reversal on the DAX there. Really, you know, kind of you know, something to take a note of. Really pushed all-time highs and then closed right down there on its lows. Okay, so there was, you know, whether that's an element of flow through from the American markets, whether it's an indication of overall European markets, you know, we could discuss that till the days, you know, until the cows come home. But the reality is, you know, that to me is a very, to me is a very bearish sign, and I think, you know, with the elections in, you know, sort of September, October time, it wouldn't surprise me if we just had a little move sideways, a little trail down there until we got some clarification. But it's that is, you know, that's not a very good sign. You know, it's a monthly candle. It's a very strong bearish signal. Alright, well there you go, there's the indices done for you. Alright, I hope you found that useful, I hope you found that interesting, and I'll move on to the others. Cheers.